What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Stocks by the Numbers, and I'm making a quick video here on Polestar Automotive, ticker symbol PSNY on the NASDAQ, and supposedly this just got listed a couple of weeks ago. Here's a 1-month chart. Looks like they came out at that $10 range, had some short-term attention there up to 13, pulled it back sub 9, had it fill the gaps, and now have it slowly bleeding. So in the short term, they have an enterprise value, I think, between like 20 and 22 billion. And they say that they have like 50,000 vehicles on the road now worldwide. If you do 50,000 vehicles times, let's say, like $60,000 each, that's $3 billion. Here, with an enterprise value at 21 billion, that means you're trading 7 times total revenue, when you just hit market. So anytime these companies go public, SPAC mergers, IPOs, they're all ridiculously overvalued. I mentioned this in a few of my videos in the past, and it rings true, right? Men lie, women lie, numbers do not lie. So you can't tell me a company that does $2-3 billion in revenue is worth $20-30 billion. You just can't tell me that. So in my opinion, here in the short term, I think that this is slowly going to bleed down into like the 6s, maybe even the 5s, or potentially lower, right? Because it could seriously pull back. The one positive that I see from this company is that the vehicles are already in production and there's a few of them on the road. The negative is it is based out of China under the Volvo Greeley umbrella. And the problem now is, what? You got XPeng, you got NIO, you have all of these EV companies popping up, and they all cannot be successful. It is basically an impossibility. Or, on the flip side, you can say there's over 1 billion people in China, so apparently all of these companies could exist, and they can all, earn a living and earn a decent market share. I don't know. I'm really not sure how to look at it. Because I understand that even overseas, a lot of people are looking for Teslas. So if Tesla is going to maintain, 30-40% of the market share, then there's only going to be so much that the rest of these companies can pick up for themselves. Now, supposedly they're estimating, I think, like 6.5 billion in revenue for 2023. Now, if we see a jump from 2-3 billion up to 6.57 billion, then we can come back and say, yeah, no, the company's worth like 20-25 billion. They just did 6-7 billion in revenue for the year. That's only what, like 3 to 4 times total revenue. And, as long as we see consistent growth year over year, quarter over quarter, we're going to continue to pump the price of the stock up. And that's justified. That's understandable. But with a situation like this, just to reiterate, in my opinion, this is still pure speculation. Just because there are so many EV players, in my opinion, the market has become absolutely saturated. I feel like every time I turn on the PC, every couple of weeks, every other month, there's another EV player that everybody wants to know about and everybody wants to get in. And I hate to be that guy, but they're all not going to make you money. And what this comes back to, in my opinion, is sour grapes. Sour grapes. First of all, everyone is looking at Tesla and past performance to dictate future results. You are not going to buy all of these EVs, and they're all not going to turn out like Tesla did. That's first of all. Second of all, just because you miss Tesla doesn't mean you can, force yourself into the next Tesla. And again, what I mean by that is there are so many EV players now. Domestic, international. We just listed, how many just based in China alone. I mean, how many EVs do people need? How many vehicles are people realistically going to buy? And in business, it's survival of the fittest, right? So the best company with the best product, with the best prices, with the best customer service, right? That's going to be the company that takes the largest market share. And just because you missed out on Tesla does not mean that some other random EV company is going to be just like Tesla and make you an astronomical return, over the next 10 to 15 years. I mean, some people might have jumped in this. And listen, honestly, I really do wish you the best of luck. I really do. In my opinion, I don't see it, but I could be dead wrong on this, and we can turn around 12 months from now. This thing could be up at 40, 50 a share on its way to the moon, right? You're going to look like a champ, and I'm going to look like a fool. Of course, it could happen, right? Because we have 50-50 odds. I have a 50% chance to nail this call and have this stock pull back to $5 or $4 before it rallies back up. There's also a 50% chance that, a couple of months from today, it could be up at $25 and I can be wrong. So when you look at an investment, it really does usually turn out to 50-50 odds. But overall, again, to reiterate, I just think personally there are way too many EV companies on the market now. And it's really gotten out of control. And, I know people are going to link me these articles, and I read one before. They're comparing it to Porsches, and they have a line of SUVs coming out ranging from 75 to 110,000 and all this. But right here in the short term, I think it's overvalued. And, I'm a numbers guy. Because regardless of what technical patterns you might see in the short term, in the long term, stocks mostly trade based on the numbers that they're bringing in and the numbers on the balance sheet. So if this company, for all we know, this company could plateau at $3 billion in sales. And then they're just going to slowly sell off over the months and over the years. So what you want to see is the numbers come in and have them consistently increasing quarter over quarter, year over year. Me personally, I'm not a buyer. Obviously my funds are a little tight right now, but even if I had funds, I would not buy this company. And I appreciate the fact that a lot of you guys miss Tesla, and again, you're looking for the next big company that's really going to explode and make you astronomical returns. But they all can't work out. It just can't happen. So I'm going to leave it there on that. I know, kind of a mixed bag video, because again, everyone wants everything to go to the moon, but now there's like 15, 20 EV companies, and they all can't beat Tesla. So I just want you to keep that in mind moving forward. And again, I try to bring you guys a bunch of different companies in a bunch of different sectors, because if you do have all of these funds to park into all of these companies and just hold them for a rainy day and tuck them away long term, then one of the better things you can do, and potentially should do in my opinion, is diversify. A lot of younger investors and younger traders, you all talk about the same thing. Everyone asks me about a brand name tech company, and everyone asks me about the new EV company. And honestly, in my opinion, it's kind of grinding my gears, because there are so many great companies out there. I did videos on GT, Goodyear Tire. I made a video on Mattel that only has a handful of views. Mattel financially very stable, and long term, that stock price should climb and could make you some decent returns, years and years from now. And instead, it's, what's going on, with this new EV player? There's only so many EV companies that we need. And until this company starts coming in with the numbers like Tesla did, consistently increasing revenue and net income year over year, quarter over quarter, it is not a buy. This is pure speculation in my opinion. And listen, if you have that kind of capital and that kind of cash on hand, and you're just kind of parking it into a bunch of these companies, just, again, waiting for years down the road, then listen, more power to you. Obviously, you have that kind of disposable income. But if we're looking at this as, I'm an investor, I've been trying to do this for a few years, sometimes I go up, sometimes my account goes down, and now I'm sitting here with, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. Should I park it here in this company? In my opinion, I wouldn't. In my opinion, I wouldn't. I would wait for not only a sell-off here in the short term, but more importantly, the numbers to come in and back me up and show me that this is actually a growing EV player that is taking control of market share percentage. So I'll leave it at that. I would wait for the numbers, but that's just me. Some of you guys might think I'm crazy and think it's going to shoot up to 50. Some people might agree with me and think it's going to pull back to $4 or $5. You're entitled to your own opinion. This is just mine. Just took a quick look at it. So once again, this is Stocks by the Numbers. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Moving forward, I know markets are very volatile, so I wish you all success. I hope everyone makes a couple of dollars. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop it down in the comments section below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Helps out the algorithm, get a couple more eyes on the channel. If you like the content I'm putting out, hit the subscribe button and then a little bell. That way it lets you know every time I put out a video. And thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys in the next one.